Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start out as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from the Weather Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Raw Podcast, to Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Billy G, I just got sidetracked. I apologize, guys. I got sidetracked by the comments before I could even get properly started. The audio doubled up because I don't know, but I think I fixed it. I hope I fixed it. Anyways, let me start over on that now, I guess. So, to Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to Billy G, to... fuck me. Now I can't think. Okay, usual crew of suspects. Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from the Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Raw Podcast, from Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Billy G... I'm forgetting somebody. George Fonts of the World of Blaze podcast, and Bill from Clockham Craft Coffee. There we go. Now that I got all the names written out, this is the third. Man, I'm sorry. Y'all gonna just have to bear with me. It's been a day. So, Iceman, Jason, Javier, Fitz, McShane, El Jefe, and El Devlin, El Morte, to the guys from Weather Report, to Billy G, to Walt from the B-Raw Podcast, to Kate, the Duchess of New Jersey, to Boomer Bob, to George Fonts of the World of Blaze podcast, to fuck, now, where'd I go? I lost... well. Anyway, you guys know who you are. I give up. I'm not having a good live stream now, apparently. Yeah, Lisa, it doesn't matter if you get them all to unsubscribe and resubscribe in a different order. I'm still going to do it the way I've memorized it because obviously I haven't memorized it that good, so I suppose why not go for it. This is as close to festive as I get. I went on the most recent edition of the Weathered Report. Bruce and Ken and Jason had a Christmas party. Jason was unable to attend, but they did a kind of end of year Christmas party. It was Bruce sent out something that said ugly sweaters. I was the only one that came in an ugly sweater. I said, I don't have a Christmas sweater. My darling wife decided to make me a fucking sweater, and she said as long as she's making me look festive, she should put fairy lights on it too. So here I sit, festive as I get. This is all you're getting out of me. I hope you fucking appreciate it. You're welcome. Shirt's going off because the lights are distracting. So, yeah, we're in the holiday season. Holiday is upon us. Pretty much everything that's going on in the world right now, standard bullshit. Nothing really changed. I have not been paying real close attention to the affairs of the world this week. I've just been feeling disconnected from things, and I just haven't had the energy in me to care. I have a couple little side projects I've been working on and trying to edit video. Anyway, yeah, Christmas time is upon us for those who celebrate and those who observe. 'Tis that time of year for spirits and good cheer. Save big money at Menards. More season greetings to you all from Menards. Yeah, that's how the commercial goes. But at the end of the day, the world's still doing what the world's going to do. The same bullshit's still going on. We've still got people all around the globe being just irascible cunts because they can't stop being pieces of shit for more than fucking a couple of minutes at a time. Kind of lacking in things to rant and rave about. Because like I said, I'm sort of disconnected in the spirit of I'm sick to death of all these fucking whining, grifting, bullshit politicians running their mouths, trying to divide the country at a time of year when we're supposed to be, celebrating each other as people and embracing the fact that we're all, fundamentally the same, whether it's because, Christmas or Hanukkah or the Solomon somber tet for the Asians. And it's, it is what it is. You can't go, fucking one day without there being some sort of bullshit being pushed by some political asshole, whether it's, the left right now bitching about how the Cheeto dusted bastards tariffs are going to make Christmas so much more expensive and it's going to make things just unbearable. And it's all Orange Man Bad's fault that everybody's going to have a horrible Christmas this year. And it's coming from the same mouth-breathing sacks of shit who are utterly silent as prices skyrocketed underneath the Biden administration because, yeah, shit's more expensive. It's going up anywhere from 10% across the board to 150%, depending on what you're talking about, what you're looking at, what you're buying, where you're importing your shit from. And, the Donald does what the Donald does. He says he's wheeling and dealing, and he overhypes everything he does, and he oversells everything he's involved with. But at the end of the day, he's a tough negotiator compared to every fucking other president we've had for the last 2 decades when it comes to dealing with other countries. So he's trying to, do the art of the deal, and he's talking about all these billions of dollars are raking in from the tariffs. But, when he was running on, we're going to run with tariffs, it was, we're going to get rid of the income tax, and he hasn't done fuck all to address that. So realistically, he hasn't kept that promise either. And not particularly, like I said, not a fan. So, yes, shit's more expensive this year than it was last year. But shit was more expensive last year than it was before that, and so on and so forth, going back for the last 2 decades. The Fed keeps printing money out of thin air. The government keeps spending money they don't have, increasing the tax burden. They're inflating away the little bit of money we do get to keep. And it's literally the fault of the shitheads in Congress. Left, right, I'm indifferent. It's all of these motherfuckers. So to see one side being really vocal about, oh my God, it's Orange Man Bad's fault. Everything flows from Trump. All problems stem from that Cheeto-dusted fuck stick. So it's like, I can't take any of these shitbirds seriously. But that's also why I've been avoiding social media, because that's all I'm seeing. It doesn't matter if I take it off the I'm following you tab and it starts showing me random suggestions, it's all leftist trash. I hate it. It infuriates me. It makes me sick. Now, the right-wing trash isn't any fucking better, and we'll get to that shortly here. But at the end of the day, like I said, the biggest problem I see right now is the left is back to marching in lockstep. But for a little while, it looked like they were going to start eating their own, and I was really hopeful about it. But they seem to have gotten over that for their general hatred of the holiday season, anything that might be remotely considered religious or Christian or traditional values. And they seem to have reunified in their goals to try and take Orange Man Bad down. And the Republicans, meanwhile, are sitting there having a fucking circle jerk and doing what they do best, which is undoing their fucking gains as soon as it becomes an opportunity for them. They continue Biden-era spending, and then they run out these CRs. Oh, we're going to continue the resolution. And we've already got liberal retards talking about how the CR is not going to cover beyond the end of January, and they need to start doing that too. So that's from it's just where we're at right now, and we've got every fucking retarded liberal shit stain out there running their yammering talking points, sowing their division, sowing their distrust, sowing their hatred of each other during this time of giving and holiday seasons. And the hypocrisy is what really bothers me, because these retarded fucks, not a damn one of them can't talk out of one side of their mouth without bad mouthing out of the other. So it's like, oh, a happy and somber last night of Hanukkah to all of my Jewish constituents, and by the way, free Palestine. It's like, you fuck muffets are so goddamn inconsistent. And it's a case of they're all still just horrible, horrible fucking people who will not do anything if it doesn't further their own personal agendas. And yes, Lisa mentioned in the chat a very valid point, a very valid example. That worthless, commie, grifting, cockstained Bernie Sanders single-handedly stopped a bill from going through that would support a bill supporting kids with cancer, supporting childhood cancer research and childhood cancer treatments. And Bernie stopped it because he said it wasn't doing enough. So instead of letting the single-issue bill pass that would support kids with cancer, this manipulative fucking communist troll shot the bill down so he could try and hold it hostage to get more money for fucking illegals and whoever the fuck else he thinks should be getting treatment, because not a fucking one of these people in DC is a decent human being. I've said more or less the same thing in the past, but the last couple of weeks have solidly convinced me of that. There's not a good fucking one among them, except for, maybe a couple exceptions. Like I really enjoy John Kennedy. He's a smart ass. He's a comedian that somehow got into politics. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in DC. He tries, God bless him. And he talks a lot of shit in such crafted and clever ways that I could never reach that level, because I can't use the not swears and make my point. And and I don't know. I kind of like Mike Liar. It's still Tim Burchett's okay. Thomas Massey's still my kind of go-to one in terms of somebody who's been consistently America first, pro-constitutionalist. And then people will say, oh, well, what's he ever accomplished? He stood by his principles, which is more than you can say for anybody else in that fucking shithole town. And if we had more people that actually stood by their principles, the country wouldn't be going to shit so fast. It's just kind of the way it is. And what can I say? I'm not feeling very merry this year, I guess. I've never been a huge Christmas person, like, for decades. I tried to fake it when the kid was little because it was important for him to have good Christmas memories, but I don't give a nickel-plated shit about the holidays. I really never have. When I was a kid, it was more of a chore for me because my brother and I were functionally my grandma's little elves, and we had to wrap all the presents for the rest of my family on that side of the family. Plus, we were expected to help get the house ready for Christmas decorations, and then we were expected to help with all the Christmas parties, and my grandparents entertained. So it was a very busy time of year for me. It was never something I looked forward to. It's really hard for me to be like, I don't know if you've watched the trends going on out there, where one of the trends going on right now is people are putting pictures into AI and making stupid-ass Christmas pictures of dumb shit. And I'm sure you'd be absolutely shocked to find out I don't hop onto fucking internet trends. It's not my thing. Howsoever, I married an absolute fucking whack job who seems to think these things are funny and likes to humiliate her husband because it's funny and people like it. She seems to think that plastering it out there with my name and the name of my podcast on it is a good flex, because that way people who know me that I don't want to know about the show now will know that I'm executively linked to it, and the people that know about the show that don't know I'm attached to it now have a fucking calling card to make sure it does. But once you can't unfuck the nun, so once that shot's out there's no point in me being mad about it and taking it down. Oh no, she seems to think she did me a favor, like, oh, people are gonna know. So this is what my wife decided to put out on there. It's probably been her most successful post to date, in terms of a Facebook post, because she's not funny or entertaining unless it comes at my fucking expense. Now, granted, this post is actually from Mike Gray of the Gray's Taproom, because that's the one I had it open on my Facebook. But and Mike likes to, and then Tabby echoed it, and a couple other people. So yeah, it's out there in the world now. So Merry Christmas, you filthy fucking animals. I hope you guys enjoy it. Fuck my life, right? It's a good thing I'm not trying to get a job right now or anything. So I don't remember what else it was I was going to talk about. I don't really have anything particularly locked and loaded. I'm just not in the best mood. You're a wonderful spouse. There's no way, shape, or form this is going to be one of the filings in my fucking divorce papers. I promise. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember what it was I was going to talk about today. I mean, there was a whole thing going on with Turning Point USA over the weekend. I didn't really pay too much attention to it because, again, like I said, I had my own shit going on. I've spent all day today working on a couple of side projects that not really necessarily going to yield anything. But honestly, I forgot it was Monday until a little bit ago. It's one of the side effects of living without any kind of schedule or place you're supposed to be or things you're supposed to do. I don't honestly, to unload my own bullshit here, because why not? That's what this fucking show's about. I really don't understand how people can fucking live like this, like, full time. I don't understand how they can have nowhere to be, nothing to do, and nothing to regulate their fucking days, and just sit around and be freeloading pieces of shit. It's driving me nuts. It's miserable shit. I don't like it. I don't like not having somewhere to go. I don't like not having some place to be. I don't like doing a job. This unemployment shit's for the fucking birds. Yeah, one thing that did happen, actually, I don't know how the hell I could gloss over this, but again, holiday haze, whatever you want to call it. So they dropped the Epstein list. They put out a searchable database with all the Epstein documents. And it's every bit as utterly fucking useless as you would imagine. Everything's redacted. The fucking search feature on the database doesn't work. There's pictures. We've got the same bunch of retards sitting out there trying to drag up shit, since there was nothing really super incriminating or visible about the Donald, that people immediately started throwing shit out there. Old footage of him dancing around with like Miss Universe contestants. Somebody tried posting a picture of him on a private jet with a little girl with her face blacked out to protect the victim, but it was his fucking daughter. So go figure. The picture of Donald flying on a plane with his daughter. That's utterly fucking incriminating right there. As long as you black out her face so you can't see it's his kid, you just see a little girl with blonde hair. Yeah, he must have been a creepy pedophile, because, wow, you're so clever, fucking leftists. Good job. Instead of, using accurate outrage and being pissed off about the fact that everything they released was fucking useless because it's all redacted to fucking stink on ice. I mean, literal full pages of redacted documents. They released fucking nothing. So the fact that all this stuff exists, but they've saw fit to handle this shit, it's like I wanted to be cautiously optimistic that we might actually see some improvement in the fucking world under the regime change of, Donald Trump came in and brought a bunch of fucking disruptors. He brought a bunch of people that nobody thought was going to just go in under the system and say, okay, the swamp's going to win. Now, granted, I said it at the time, I'll say it again, Pam Bondi was a fucking stupid appointment. She never should have been appointed in the first place, and the fact that she still has her job is a fucking disgrace as far as I'm concerned. She hasn't prosecuted a single person that was involved in any of the fucking shit they ran on prosecuting motherfuckers for. We haven't seen anybody brought, we revealed all this corruption. Well, Elon revealed all the corruption. You guys did fuck all about it. Well, they shut down USAID. Yeah, was anybody prosecuted for the billions of dollars of fraud? No, nothing happened. happened. No cuffs, no perp walks, no fucking point. Who gives a fucking shit? You don't get to sit there and try and hold your laurels up and say you want to be lauded and applauded when you accomplished fucking nothing. So who gives a shit? Oh my God, this happened, that happened. Yeah, but nothing came of it. There were no consequences. There was not a single person of any significance that has seen an ounce of fucking jail. The closest thing we've gotten to a decent fucking reaction out of the DOJ for anything is they fucking threw that judge in Wisconsin that fucking defended an illegal in jail for like 6 years, and she was being disbarred. That's literally all they've accomplished. A fucking year. They've accomplished nothing. No charges, no crime, no nothing. It's utterly been fucking ridiculous. It's a real case of, they're really, really trying to polish a fucking turd. But the problem is the turd they're trying to polish is fucking damn near diarrhea, and it won't hold its shape long enough to take a buff. And these fucking mouth-breathing retards are trying to act like we should be excited. Fucking Donald Trump comes out, does a State of the Union that was so fucking tone deaf. Oh yeah, we're having a great economy. Things are booming. Things are great. We're taking all these money in tariffs, billions and billions of dollars in tariffs. We're stopping immigration. We're stopping illegal immigrants at the border. Nobody's getting past the wall. We're blowing up the drug boats. We're taking the cartels. We seized an oil tanker. Venezuela's not going to keep shipping fentanyl. The problem is, come to find out, yeah, I have no sympathy for the drug runners that are getting blown the fuck up in the Gulf. I don't give a shit about all these politicians that are out there. Oh my God, that's an act of war. The president can't do it. Well, it comes to find out the fucking bill that they're operating under that authorizes strikes on drug runner boats in the fucking international waters was written by Chuck Schumer. So fuck that guy for bitching about it now. But at the end of the day, it's realistically a case of, there's a lot of performative nonsense. Meanwhile, my life's not getting any better. Your life's not getting any better. None of the fucking criminals are being prosecuted. The fucking streets are still unsafe. The fucking illegals are still fleecing the fucking system because the governors are acting with impunity. We've got federal judges that think they overrule the president, and not big federal judges, little district appointees that are appointed for life, and some of them haven't even been in the country for 10 fucking years, but they were appointed by Biden, and now they're judges for life. So they're partisan fucking hacks. The system is so fucking broken. Nothing's come of it. There's no sincerity behind it. There's no fucking relevance behind it because they're not doing anything. All this performative bullshit without any real consequences means fucking nothing. And it's a case of there was a time where I was cautiously optimistic. I thought, Dan Bongino and Kash Patel were going to get some shit done. Bongino's fucking resigning at the end of the year. He can't do a goddamn thing. He's going to have to go back to trying to have a podcast. And he probably knows he alienated a good 85-90% of his fucking base. I really hope that he was doing the kind of numbers before where he can still have a little bit of a living out of it. But nobody's going to take him at his fucking word anymore because anything he did learn, he can't fucking talk about without going to prison. So who gives a fuck? Again, no perp walks, no handcuffs. Nobody fucking cares. It's meaningless. It's pointless. I'm not trying to black pill around the holidays, but what I am saying is, I'm fully prepared for fucking nothing to change. And at the end of the end of this session, when the midterms come around, the Democrats are going to take the House and Congress back. They're going to take everything they can. It's probably going to be a case of not only are they going to get the seats that they currently hold and probably a few pretty significantly like very slim margin seats that they were barely hanging on to begin with. Redistricting be damned. And there's so much infighting in the Republican Party right now. You've got Trump endorsing terrible fucking candidates because they're incumbents. Like, oh yeah, no, he's endorsing Lindsey Graham. And if anything tells you that nothing has fucking changed, it's Trump endorsing somebody who was actively saying he had no business being in the seat of power. That's fucking retarded. But he's an egomaniac, so Graham kissed the ring, kissed his ass, probably gave him a fucking handy, and now it's, oh yeah, Lindsey Graham, he's been doing a great job for the American people. We need to keep Lindsey in his seat. No, that fucking warhawk sack of shit needs to be fucking gotten rid of, just like every other lifetime fucking political sack of shit that's in D.C. You want to clean things up, you want to make the country great again, you want to fix America, start by getting rid of all the fucking geriatrics. The halls of Congress should not smell like cat food and fucking urine, but it probably smells just like your average low-rent fucking Medicaid-funded nursing home. Not because they don't have the money to fucking fund it properly, but because they have people that are so old in fucking office they can't help but shit themselves on their way to the fucking floor. It's not a good look. We are run by the unworthy. We have the unknowing and the unfucking able to think supporting these assholes, and nothing. Again, I'm going to go back to just bitching about Bernie for a little while, because again, that worthless fucking geriatric cunt grifting sack of shit. Maybe I hate Bernie especially because for a while I thought Bernie was a good idea, until I realized what an actually hypocritical piece of shit he really is. There was a time where I thought he actually was for the common man. Then I realized Bernie's for fucking Bernie. At the end of the day, I want that decrepit, grifting commie sack of shit to eat karma. I want all the bad things in life to happen to him. That's okay. We'll stick to the reality. I did in the Discord, JD, the bot guy, who I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I had a blast talking to JD. The fact that I had to do it twice did not lessen the enjoyment of it for me at all. Good dude. I know I said it while he was on the show, but you guys really should go check out his YouTube channel. It's pretty funny. It's if you like history stuff, like World War I, World War II, Revolutionary War, all that good stuff. There's some pretty funny stories in there. I enjoy it. It's one of those things. I like to share the things I like with the people I like, and I like you guys. So go check it out. It's cool stuff. So anyway, I was bitching about Bernie and his geriatric grifting commie ass. The fact that he seems to be grooming AOC's Boxer Rock's ass into a fucking follower up for him. I'm really waiting for her to just blow the fuck up. That little torta that she is. I know like her. Fucking, she strikes me as the type that when she was a bartender, she could only pull beers and pour shots. I don't think she could make a mixed drink to save her fucking life. Yeah, I can't stand her. I can't. She just irritates the fuck out of me. Every time she opens her mouth, I want to shove a fucking apple in it or put a feed sack over it. One of the two. Either way, as someone who's, like I said, not a holiday person, it's the fun time of year. I like the food. I like some of the traditions. I'm not, in terms of, I'm a man of faith. I'm not a man of religion. So it's like, if your faith makes you happy and makes you a better person, it's a good thing. If not, miss me with your shit. I'm a big fan of God. I'm not a big fan of talking to the middleman, so that's just kind of the way I am. Yeah, not that should be news to anybody that watches this show on a regular basis at this point. And if this is your first episode, I'm sorry. You picked a really fucked up episode to start with, because this has been plagued with fucking technical issues and mental glitches since the fucking jump. So I apologize for if you're a first-time listener, go find another episode. I promise you the other ones are better. Anyway, yeah, so something else that comes to mind at the moment as I'm trying to think of what it was I was going to talk about today. Again, ill-prepared, bad episode, bad Aaron. I apologize. Something kind of gives me a little bit of hope in some ways is I have noticed kind of a resurgence amongst certain subsets that I spend a lot of time out on the internet, where it seems like, and this is not, I don't know directly. I can only speak based on other people's information because I don't interact with young kids at all. I don't have grandkids. My son's an adult, so interacting with young people today would just be weird and inappropriate, and I don't like young people anyway. I didn't like young people when I was young people. I damn sure don't like them as an old man. But at the end of the day, based on some things I've been talking to some of my younger friends who have kids of their own that are tweens, teenagers, whatever, slightly younger than my kid. Apparently, there's been a kind of a resurgence in not wanting to spend all their lives on their tablets and not wanting to fucking just sign into all the stupid trends and shit. Now, on the other hand, I also hear there's some stupid 6-7 bullshit that goes around, and that's just, fuck me. 6-7, what's that? You blow me and I owe you two? I don't get it. It's children are stupid. That's what it boils down to. Children are stupid, and I don't have to deal with them. But apparently, like I said, again, according to some of my younger friends that have younger kids, or kids that have younger kids, some of my friends are my age that have younger kids because our kid kind of came along early in the equation. So he's a grown-ass man now, and some of their kids are still, like, teenagers. But yeah, apparently it's actually there's been a resurgence in, like, going outside and shit like that amongst the young people. So maybe there is some hope for the next generation. The Gen Z Zoomer motherfuckers are pretty well fucked. They're cooked. They are. They're going to be a problem, a significant problem. In a lot of ways, I blame those of us that are Gen X for, not coming off the bench sooner. But it's starting to shift a little bit, and we're starting to see, grumpy ass tattooed fucking grandparents that drink, smoke, and play video games, and trying to deal with the grandkids and being disgusted with the parents. So maybe there's some hope. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, this is really going to be just a garbage episode. I'm sorry, guys. I was really hoping to have something good for you, but I'm still trying with very little effort or very little success. This is a lot of effort, very little success to get the videos I've shot edited so I can post them, so then I can shoot some new videos. I'm not shooting any more material until I figure out how to edit some of this shit. And at the end of the day, I do want to start making this video content, not just because Kate bullied me into it, but I think it could be kind of fun and cool. But on the other hand, I don't have the patience to sit here and edit in real time. That was like the episode with JD that I wound up editing twice because we recorded it twice because of the computer difficulties I was having. And that was a good time, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed listening to it twice, but I don't want to sit there and watch a 40-minute video of me cooking shit so I can crop it down to a 2-minute reel-worthy video. And it sucks, and I need to figure out how to edit at speed so I can speed it up and cut shit out and not have to sit there and watch the whole goddamn thing at pace, because it's very frustrating to me. And it gets me so frustrated where I do things like I forget to save after I do all that work, and then I have to start over, and then I get mad, and then I don't record the voiceover for it because I'm pissed off. And then yeah, it's been a whole ordeal. But anyway, at least, this may be a crap episode, but at least I'll have a good recipe for you guys tonight, because I'm giving you guys a very special recipe, one that's very near and dear to my heart. It's a family recipe. It was my grandmother's recipe. It's my favorite dessert. It's my father's favorite dessert. It's the thing we only have like once a year, but it's my favorite thing to do. That are going on that are pissing me off. Ilhan Omar's still running her fucking mouth about how great Somalis are and about how much we should be appreciating them and how they're the fabric of the country, and every fucking towel wrapped around their head fucking bitch in Congress is sitting there saying, oh, well, this is racist that they're going after the Somali people, and it's racist that you're going after Muslims, and da-da-da-da-da, and, all the typical leftist smooth brain talking points. The fucking white guilt motherfuckers are out there parroting that shit because, oh, a brown person said it must be fucking gospel, right? There's no way that fucking agenda-pushing sack of cunt could be here to subvert the country. They're trying to show us how to be a better way, so the Somalis must be core and intrinsic to the fabric of America, despite the fact that they didn't get here from their shithole country until the 90s and in the early 2000s. And oh my God, yeah, they're so core values to how they make America so great. That's why their country is so much more advanced than we are. I get so tired of this fucking bullshit narratives. Oh, well, we need the immigrants because X, Y, and Z. No, we need legal immigrants who take the time to come here the right way and make the effort to assimilate. What we don't need is a bunch of shithole third world motherfuckers coming in, bringing their shithole third world culture, and then refusing to assimilate and expecting us to adapt to their shithole values and their shithole ways of life. Frankly, I'm sick to death of all that shit. You call me a xenophobic asshole, call me a bigot, call me a racist. I don't fucking care. Your words mean nothing to me. I don't care. And yeah, so that's one thing I've been seeing an uptick in the last couple of weeks, because J.D. Vance came out and said that, we shouldn't have to feel guilty about being white anymore. And you know what? I completely agree with him on that one. Nobody should feel any kind of way about their complexion, period. We were getting really close to that as Gen X. We're saying we didn't see color. It's not that we didn't see it. We just didn't fucking care about it. Oh, hey, look, there's a brown guy. Hey, look, there's a black guy. Hey, look, there's a freaking Asian guy. Nobody fucking cared. You were either cool or you fucking weren't. But the left has done its damnedest to keep racism alive and well, because without it, they have nothing, because they don't have any accomplishments or merit to stand on. All they have is fucking race baiting, grifting, and emotional appeals, none of which are fucking working with a huge portion of the population anymore. But they've still got enough clout, enough, influence to they can still be a problem. The serpent's not fucking dead, and there's a chance it's going to rear up and strike again. Me, I'm in favor of cutting the fucking head off, and while we're at it, pulling the fucking heart out like fucking Temple of Doom. But that's just me. I'm at the point, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm out of shape. If they launched a crusade right now, I'd probably go get reconfirmed and join the Catholic Church. Just because, bad neighbor, good fences make good neighbors, bad neighbors make good fences, according to, Count Dracula. Vlad the Impaler, good dude, good policy. The Muslim hordes tried to take over his country, and he made them into a fence. Works really well. You put the first 2 or 3 on spikes, the rest really think twice about crossing your fucking borders. Just saying. But yeah, so that's the other thing. As soon as J.D. Vance came out and said, you know what, you don't have to be ashamed to be white. Pretty innocuous statement to anybody with the capacity of thinking beyond a second or third grader. You're right. You shouldn't have to be ashamed because of your skin color. But immediately the leftists start screaming about how fucking racist he is. And I saw so many posts from all these race-baiting, grifting leftist pieces of shit. Oh, well, I wonder if he went home and told his brown wife how proud he was of his racist white speech. Saying you don't have to be ashamed to be white is not racist in any way, shape, or form. No matter how you want to spin it, saying I'm not ashamed of my skin color is not a racist fucking statement. Saying you should be ashamed because you're white is a racist fucking statement. Saying that he's married to a brown woman, not just his wife, but his brown wife, is a racist fucking statement. The completely unaware reality of these leftist, woke, social justice, shit fucking pieces of garbage human beings is that they are everything they claim to despise, and they're utterly fucking worthless. Can't stand them. Can't stand them all. But yeah, so we start seeing all these, once again, like I said, J.D. Vance says it's okay to be white. We don't have to be ashamed to be white anymore. Great. That's great. I mean, some of us never fucking were, so that's all well and good too. But then all of it, of course, the fucking race baiters come out. Fucking Al Sharpton shows up and puts his 2 fucking pennies in, and fucking Ariana Presley and the fucking Netflix adaptation of fucking Uncle Fester. I was actually really surprised when they made the Wednesday series that they didn't make Uncle Fester a black bald lesbian. It would have been fucking perfect. She could have auditioned. She could have had the role walk on. Worthless fucking cunt. At the end of the day, so I see all this same bullshit. Trump's war on the Somali people is racist. No, it's not. Somali is not a race. Somali is a nationality. It's nationalist. It's not racist. People saying that J.D. Vance referring to Minneapolis as Mogadishu was racist. No, it's not, because Mogadishu is the capital of Somalia. Once again, Somalian, not a race, nationality. Big fucking difference. If you're smarter than a fucking third grader, there's a difference at least. Most of these people, I really don't think they meet that qualification. But yeah, so everything's racist, everything's phobic, everything's bigoted. J.D. Vance is a horrible, horrible racist white man because he said he's not ashamed of the color of his skin, and he's married to that pretty brown lady, so he must be doing that because it's his white supremacy dominating her and knocking her up and breeding half-breed babies. And since he still thinks being white is okay, he must be a racist, and he's doing all that shit as part of his long-term base racism. And just the fucking pretzels these liberal retards will tie themselves in trying to justify their stupid, horrific, deplorable fucking beliefs is exhausting, and it infuriates me. And then they throw words around to the point where they lose all meaning. You could call me a Nazi, fucking sexist, bigoted, homophobe, and I'm not. All that tells me is your opinions are fucking worthless because you're an emotional sack of shit with no logic behind anything you say, or you know better than to call me things that are completely inaccurate, because I go by what words mean, not by what your feels tell you. And unfortunately, we have an entire political party in this country that built their entire base on using words that don't mean what they mean in ways they don't mean to say things that aren't true. It's an utterly deplorable state of affairs, and I fucking hate every last one of the people that participates in it. My tolerance is completely exhausted, and that may surprise you guys to find out there was a point where I had some tolerance, but I did. But it's gone, and it's because of stupidity. It's because of dumb shit like using words that mean something other than what you're trying to say, and then when somebody calls you out on it saying, well, no, that's just because you're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. Well, you're Islamophobic. No, I'm not. I'm not afraid of Muslims. I have a very reasonable disagreement with the faith because it requires that I live according to values I don't believe in. And since I don't believe in them, I must be cleansed or converted, either of which is the only acceptable outcomes for actual practitioners of Islam. Whether you like it or not, that's in their bullshit books written by their fucking child molesting prophet. So, again, I don't care. You respect that shit. You want me to feel bad because you think I'm some kind of way? It doesn't fucking matter. You can call me whatever the fuck you want, but I know you're too stupid to actually use words in the proper context, so I don't fucking care. I don't worry about the opinions of fucking retards. It's that simple. Very festive. Merry Christmas, Aaron. Yeah. Call people a bunch of names, say a bunch of ungodly type things according to the fucking fake ass Christians. Because I've noticed an uptick in those too. I don't know why, but Instagram and TikTok have been showing me a lot of fucking fake ass preachers these days, hustling ass, race baiting sacks of shit with reverend in their fucking job title. But, not very godly based on their actions. That's not to say I'm the most godly person in the world, but I think I stand a better chance of getting into heaven than most of those fucks. And I'm a pretty deplorable human being, so. But at least I'm forthright about it. I really believe there is a celestial higher consciousness. They're not going to be so hung up on tiny little dumb shit. Like, did you do a bunch of performative bullshit in my name? Because that's what's important. Because any higher power is really going to be so petty and judgy. Bullshit. That's not very Christmassy of me to be bad-mouthing religion right before the holidays. Okay, and Cody supports Ben Shapiro, just for the record. Cody supports Ben Shapiro. Yeah, that's one of those things. He did come up at Turning Point USA, and he said a few things where he was right about the division being sown by certain people. And, Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson have been out there, and John thinks they're CIA plans to fracture the conservative right, and he's probably right. There's validity to that. I don't know if they're CIA plans, but they're definitely not doing anything for the unity of the party. Other than turning the rights against each other, that's one of those problems when you have a bunch of people that actually think about things and don't just march in lockstep. Unlike the fascist retards who want to call everybody else fascist, again, using words that don't mean shit to push points that are ridiculous. And it's one thing you can give the fucking lefty retards is for an ideology that requires that you unwaveringly bend the knee to be considered part of it, and they drove away a lot of the more central people when they started going into the more extremes. The ones they got left really don't fuck around. They're willing to go whole fucking hog. You got people out there cutting their dicks out in performative fucking outrage. It's phenomenal in terms of just cult-like adoration to fucking ideology. It's disgusting for anybody who's an independent-minded individual like myself. Pramila J-Pal is in my feed constantly, and she was at some protest because she's a Washington state representative, in case anybody wonders where that fucking pug with alopecia came from. She's a Washington state representative. She was at a protest outside of the Starbucks business offices, and she's talking about, they deserve this and they deserve that. And there's the simple fact of the matter is I made a comment on there. So they pour coffee into a cup and they thaw pre-made food, and half the time they fuck that up. So yeah, these fucking retarded motherfuckers think they deserve a living wage for fucking up my coffee order. Fuck them. Fuck the people who support them. They're garbage. You want a living wage job? Go get a living wage job. You have to bring more than base level skills to the table to get more than base level money. It's not a complicated concept. These are the retards that support communism because they know their bare minimum can't support them unless they're taking from people who do more than them, and they're lazy, or they're entitled, or they're spoiled, or they're worthless, or they're lazy. Oh, wait, I said lazy twice because they're that fucking lazy, and they're also fucking retarded. Anyway, so, I don't know. Should we go to something more upbeat and bright? Should I give you guys the recipe for the week and just put a pin in this shit show because it's been utterly fucking disappointing? I don't know. Maybe you guys have been enjoying it, but I've been utterly fucking disappointed with tonight's episode. It just is what it is. It's on me, I guess, for all the failings and the not being prepared. And the technical glitches and all the other bullshit. Mostly the not being prepared, and I even fucked up the intro. How bad has it got to be that I fuck up the intro? Tonight's recipe, like I said, family recipe. It's my favorite. It's my dad's favorite. We love it. This is my grandma's buttermilk pie recipe. My grandma's buttermilk pie recipe yields 2 9-inch pies. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to make pie dough. It's an art. You either do it or you don't do it. There's no reason you can't go out and buy the Pillsbury pie crusts. They come in 2 packs for the 9-inch deep dish pie crust, which is exactly what you need to make these fucking pies. This is my favorite dessert, period. Some people like things that are fancier. Some people like things that are more involved. This is just a simple, delicious dessert. And it's really good. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's kind of like custardy, but it's tart because it's buttermilk. And it's really simple. 3 eggs, 1 stick of butter, so it'd be a half cup of butter. 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 tablespoon of vanilla with 3 tablespoons of AP flour, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of lime juice. Cream together your butter and sugar. Now, for the love of your forearms, use a mixer for this. Mix it on medium. Cream together your butter and sugar. Incorporate the eggs one at a time so it stays smooth. You don't want it to break apart. Then you add your vanilla, your nutmeg, and your flour. You mix well and blend it until it's smooth. It should look creamy and smooth. Gradually pour in your buttermilk. You're going to get like a custard mixture out of this. It's basically what it is. It's a buttermilk custard. You pour that into your unbaked pie shells. You bake it at 425 for 15 minutes. Then you reduce the heat to 375 and bake for an additional 30 minutes. Take them out. You cool them on a rack. Cool them all the way before you cut into them. It's very important that they cool and that they set. That's the recipe. It's really not fucking complicated. Like I said, it's simple. It's basic. It's my personal favorite. I never have them. Like I said, maybe once a year. We have them around. My dad's birthday was when we always would have them. Or sometimes I'd make them for Christmas when I felt like cooking. I'm not feeling very festive this year. Anyway, so maybe I'll still make them. I still got a couple days before Christmas. I might make one. You can cut the recipe in half if you only want to make 1 pie, but realistically, it's not very much. You should make 2 pies because they're not going to last. Yeah, and that's actually here. I'll give you a bonus recipe just because it's Christmas, and it's on the same page in my book. Right under Grandma's buttermilk pie, we have butter cookies, which is 2 pounds of butter, 3 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 egg yolks, 8 cups of AP flour. Cream together your butter and sugar. Add salt and vanilla. Incorporate eggs one at a time. Egg yolks, one at a time. Gradually add in flour, 1/4 cup at a time. Portion with a number 24 scoop, which is you just get the one that says cookie scoop at the store, unless you're going to go to a food supply store to buy the cookies. And so a portion with number 24 scoop onto a lined or sprayed sheet pan. Bake at 350 degrees, 8 to 12 minutes until the edges are golden brown. They're still going to be soft in the middle, and they will be delicious. And those are butter cookies, plain old-fashioned butter cookies that are yummy-licious and will give you the beaties because you're going to eat all of them. Again, nothing complicated, super simple. Pro tip for anybody out there who wants to make something that calls for buttermilk but doesn't actually have buttermilk and doesn't want to go to the store, you take buttermilk and you add for every pint of buttermilk, you add a tablespoon of lemon juice, and you will get the exact same effect as buttermilk. It'll taste the same. It starts to curdle a little bit. It's perfectly even substitute. All right. Merry Christmas, Cody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Solomon Sombertet, whatever the flying spaghetti monster people believe in. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. To the agnostics, have a nice Tuesday. I guess for now, I'm just going to put a pin in it and say that's what I had to say.